Cage Warriors. James, you're going back there, fighting on against a man who's making a step into the middleweight division. He's kind of fluctuating between the two, but in Pelu.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to see you back in there again, because I've got to say, I was made up when you defeated Marcin Proxto, because I am wanting to get one over on him. Me and him battled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he cheated, and Neil Hall let him get away with it, and he punched the back of my skull, and I couldn't see bloody much very well, and he held me short and punched me in the back of the head, and Neil Hall let it fly. So I want to get one back on him. So when you defeated me, trust me, I was buzzing. So
yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so
he's
definitely one I want to get back out there. So after that fight, though, mate, you know, things are going well. Pro career's going well at the moment. I know you earned your career in the BCMMA scene, because I know Jack, so I kept tabs on that side of things. You did pretty well there. So how are you feeling so far? Now you kind of got your feet planted in the pro scene.
I feel great, mate. You know, like
You can swear. It's okay. You can swear. Yeah. Sorry, we're adults. I knew you can see you hold it back there.
You can see, yeah. I do, man. I feel on top of the world right now. Oh, look at that! Someone texting me.
Mr. Popular, here we go.
It's actually, nah, it's not. It's Chris. It's Chris Fields texting me saying about the pro team training tomorrow morning. So if that vibrates, I'm sorry. If it vibrates and falls again, sorry. Yeah. As far as the as far as the MMA career, really, like I feel very settled. You know, I actually feel more comfortable as a pro now than an amateur. You know, like I always say, like my fitness is always something that I look to work on. You know, and my fitness is always something that was worked on a lot, and 3-minute rounds weren't always enough.
No.
So like the 5-minute rounds now suit me a lot better. So I'm just happy the way everything's going. You know, like I said a long time ago, I was never going to be the guy that calls people out and dictates to people what he wants. You know, like I hate that shit. I'd rather earn my stripes, beat the right people. We don't turn. I've never turned down a fight. Like we just give them what's in front of me, and then just go from there. Really, you know. So again, like I'm happy to be where I am. I'm very grateful. I'm sure there's many people that'd like to be in the same position as I am. So I'm going to take full opportunity, or I'll take full advantage of my opportunity, and go all the way.
Well, you said about you don't call people out. You're earning your stripes.
Yeah.
And you said obviously about the 3 minutes with the fitness. Like you said, the amateur scene, you earned your stripes. You know, you went in there, you got a middleweight title with BCMA, which is a legitimate kind of promotion. You know, as you know, Jack will get you very good matchups. You know, suitable matchups with each other. It's not. He doesn't give you. He's not a can feeder. He won't give you guys to give you that ego boost in the amateurs to then drop you in the pro scene. You know, so you know they built you up ready for the pro scene. It was great. It's great that BCMA do that. But like you said, the 3 minutes and the 5 minutes, people don't realize it. That's a 6 minutes more if you do pro. If you go the full round, that's essentially 2 more rounds at amateur. How did you feel then? Because it's different pacing as well, isn't it, mate? Because you can't go the pace you do in 3-minute rounds as you do in 5.
Yeah, no, you're right. I found that, like, especially my pro debut, I got the guy with about 45 seconds left. I caught him with a submission. Well, if that was an amateur fight, that fight would have been like 3 minutes. Would have been, there was nothing happening then. I'd have been back to the corner. Would have been out with a minute, and then back in. You never know how that would have gone again. You know, like you just don't know. You know, like I think actually maybe it'd be better to do 3-minute rounds for the pros. You know, you might get a bit more excitement sometimes. You know, than that instead of that standing off sort of shit. You know, but like I just found it like that sort of. I've always been like not a slow starter, or you know, I'm not like a slow. I just have like this feel out phase, which I promised I promised myself I wasn't gonna do anymore. You know, especially after I got caught like in 20 seconds. Like I never got hit and thingied before, you know, and there's just a lot of complacency on my part, and I just want to. I think I'm going to treat these like 5-minute rounds now like a 3-minute fight, because I just know I know I have the fitness. You know, that's something I've always prided myself with the Irish Strength Institute here. You know, like they smash me to be like that. You know, but obviously by making one area of my game much better, other areas sort of suffered. You know, so that sort of like explosiveness and that sort of off the mark sort of thing, had a little bit of a setback, you know, because I just sort of knew if I went 15 minutes, I'd fucking easily do 15 minutes, but I couldn't do 15 minutes going like a maniac, you know. So
No.
yeah, like,
It's the size, isn't it? You know, middleweight's up, mate. We can't go 100 miles an hour because our
nah,
body just it's too much. It's too much to burn,
yeah,
too much energy to process.
yeah,
You go all out one in the first.
yeah.
You're just swinging in the second and third because there's no power left in your arms. It's just like a dead weight.
No, it's not. Yeah. There's no, one sec there, John. I'm just getting a poor connection. I'm just gonna
It's all right,
turn this
mate.
Wi-Fi off.
It's
Turn
okay.
this Wi-Fi off, mate. 'Cause I know.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
I can edit. I'm skilled enough to edit. I can do that much with this, so it's all good. I can take it all down.
Yeah, I just turned the Wi-Fi. I think there's guys using the Wi-Fi, so it just slows down a bit. But,
On the
yeah, no, you're right.
porno
You can't be,
Chanel.
You can't be fucking going 100. Well, no, I suppose you can if you're confident you're going to get that fucking 2-minute finish. But
Yeah.
if you ain't getting that 2-minute finish, you ain't going to 15 minutes either. So
No, it isn't. And you've got yourself a good bit of experience on now the pro ranks with that pacing, and you kind of know. It takes a few fights, I suppose, to know how much you can put out there at that pace. You know, and that's getting the feelers, isn't it? Because now you know when you fight Pelu on the 21st, you'll know what kind of pace you can put onto him.
Yeah,
and
I know.
stick
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I actually done a podcast. I was in the Amalfi with my girlfriend. Literally, we just got back. We had a little few days over there. Like, break up my camp because I've been in. I come back to camp straight after that fight. I obviously had a suspension for like no sparring for 30 days, but I was straight back into the training. I was straight back in with these guys, conditioning and working on my explosiveness and my speed. And I was back in rolling again. You know, I was back in the gi. I was back no gi. I was trying to even though I won the fight, I still. Look how I got up when I celebrate. Like when I say celebrated, look how I got up when I won. Like I didn't. There's no cheer. Like I was very disappointed how that. You know, I was very disappointed how that went. You know, so and that's not me like being very negative and criticizing myself. You know, like I'd always big myself up as well and believe in myself. But you know, like just that whole being here and going down early, and you know, there was a lot of positives to come from it. But there was a big thing to me that like really stuck out. Like there was a few things in my life that my life and in my training that I had to change. You know, so. Since that fight, I'm in like the best position I've ever been in. You know, like.
And you said changing there, mate. Is playing the guitar one of them things?
Hey, you've seen that, have you?
I jumped on your social media, had a quick look over, and I see the missus loves the fact that you got the guitar. Is that?
She's great.
Is that your downtime? Is it?
Nah, I can't play that guitar. I'm not very. I actually ain't good at anything. You know, I can sing, but she's very good. You know, she's really good. You'll see her in the future. She's a little star in the making, so she can sing and she can play guitar. And I just try and mimic. I just want to be her. So, I just want to be her. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. So we just take the piss out of each other, really. So
yeah.
That's something that's really been a big help in my camp this time. You know, Chris Fields gave me some great advice once about the woman you're with. You know how that influences everything. You know, that's the biggest decision you have to make in your life. And at the moment, right now, like it was like I'm flying. You know, like everything's been fucking flying. Like mentally, physically, very motivated. You know, but I'm just motivated to do everything right now. So. Yeah,
it helps having then, like you said, if you've got the right woman. If you've got a woman in your life, she obviously offers that mental support. I imagine then when you're a bit drained or you're a bit down or whatever, she's someone you can kind of fall upon in a way to give you that support. Obviously, the guys in the gym will be there, but they'll probably rip you one. But
they do.
It's probably
they do.
It's probably different with her.
I don't know. I don't actually put that on her. To be fair, like I wouldn't do that. Like I leave that to like the guys in the gym. Like I leave it to Chris a lot, you know. So normally, it would be him. I like sort of confide in when things are a little bit shit, and I always get like very good feedback from him. You know, I get like obviously a lot of slating, but he obviously gives me the right feedback as well. You know, so he's the sort of guy I go to. He's my mentor. You know, he's been the guy that I've looked up to for a few years now, and he's sort of like that path. And Cole and Philip Morpia, all them guys are the sort of guys that I'm looking to follow, you know. So I use them for that sort of side of things. You know, I wouldn't put it on people that Not necessarily like care more than they do about me, but you know, same as I wouldn't do it to my mum, you know, or my parents.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't put like you don't want them to think that anything is wrong, you know. So you sort of use them people that are in the same sort of environment as you to like push each other, you know.
Yeah. And they've been there, like you said. Chris Fields has been there.
Yeah.
They've been there 1 or 2 times. They know they can pass their experience on. Like for example, Mulpeter had a good way to come back.
Yeah.
Woo, man, that was.
He's a beast, man. I was watching that fight. Me and my brother were watching it at home, and I thought he was actually going to finish it with the triangle. You know, I was thinking, when he's elbowing on mate, I was like, this is done. This is done. And then he got out. I was like, what the fuck? And I've been want to feel like he's a solid grappler, like a real solid grappler.
Yeah.
So like that triangle would have been legit. So fair play to I can't think of the guy's name he's fighting now. I thought it was a great win for Phil. You know, like, and I trained with him a lot. And he's fucking solid, man. He's as tough as like. He is literally as tough as they come, and like I said to his opponent, fair play to his opponent, like really hard motherfucker to take down, and he took him down with some nice little trips. So it was a very good matchup. But Cage Warriors do that. Cage Warriors do, I believe, put on fucking probably the best like sort of matchups and shows in Europe. You know, so
Dean is a magician.
Yeah,
He's
a sound guy. He's a decent, really decent guy. You know, he's a really nice guy. I really like him. But yeah, he just knows everyone who's about, and he knows about them. And they, like I said, Cage Warriors, I think I think they put the best shows on, the best matchups. You know, they might not be selling out the biggest arenas, but they're certainly drawing a lot of fucking attention to themselves. You know, so I feel fucking, I'm honoured that I got to sign with them. Like, really honoured, and just whatever. Like, just see. Hopefully, I can be everything they want me to be, and the same for Chris and Tom, who own SBG, and my coach back home, Alan Poser, who runs the RTM Essex. So hopefully I can just live up to everything they believe as well. So. Well,
I was going to say, because you're in the middleweight division, and it's a kind of open division at the moment for Cage Warriors. You know, they've got Lee Chadwick, who's got the belt, but there's not many guys in there that are kind of cementing themselves as number one contenders or putting themselves in that title picture.
No.
I know you're early in your career, but is this something you've thought about? Maybe, you know, I wouldn't mind having like 1 or 2 more fights here, there, and then, you know, stab my front down for a shot. Or what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, like, if the next 3 fights for Cage Warriors, I'd like to carry on my finishing streak. I don't want to keep finishing people. Then I think if I can end up as a 6-1 with all finishers, then I'd be saying, you know, like, can I get the shot, you know? So I wouldn't be calling out Lee again. Like, I haven't earned my stripes to fight Lee. You know, he's been around a long time, and he deserves to be where he's at, and he deserves to have that title. So I'm just a young pup, you know. So I'm just trying to build my little legacy now. So just. Again, just see what they want, and like whatever Cage Warriors sort of say to me, you know, I just sort of follow, and hopefully, like, just keep them happy and keep everyone happy. That's the best thing. Keep as many happy, like keep people happy, and then you can't be going far wrong, you know.
Because you're training at one of the kind of SBG affiliates, so to speak, SBG Swords, is it you're at?
Yeah, Swords.
Yes.
Swords.
Yeah. Okay. So I've seen you with Cathal and Chris. So are those guys running that one, are they? Is that the one that they run? How's it work? 'Cause I know they got Paddy with one, and it's all kind of split.
Chris and Tom King. Tom King's a black belt under John Kavanagh. Those two sort of like opened up SBG Swords, and the guys who have been fighting for SBG Swords have been fucking killing it. Like, the jiu-jitsu team's been killing it. They've only been open like 2 and a bit years, and the guys are killing it. You know, the MMA team's fucking coming on like leaps and bounds, and Chris, he's not retiring. Like, he said he was going to retire at 35. He won't be doing that, but he sort of said like the guys are coming up to get him. You know, everyone's coming to get him. So he's got. I think he's got a good few years left in him. You know, and then it'll be like me and a few other guys that'll be the pros, but the amateurs that are coming through, they're savages at the moment. You know, they're lighting people up. You know, so it's a really good thing.
The amateur scene in general, not just in the UK, but like, it's absolutely insane how good some of these amateurs are. Like, the level is just. I love it though. It's exciting, you know.
I know, it is exciting. Yeah, I was a big fan of Jack Eaglin, I was a big fan of him.
Yeah.
And Lee Mitchell. Lee Mitchell just turned pro recently.
Yes.
But I like both of them guys. You know, they were both like 125s, I think, or maybe.
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah.
I trained with Lee. I trained with Lee at BKK. I went down there to do some training, like so quick.
Yeah,
I threw one jab. I think he threw three. You know, they're just so quick. Those little dudes. But skill level's legit, man. He's talented kids. Corey, look at Corey as well. Like,
very good. Yeah,
she's doing great in Cage Warriors as well. And she's what, 18, I think, maybe. But you know, 18, 19. She's an absolute monster.
Yeah, she's doing very well. Yeah,
some great amateurs coming through, and it's like you say, mate. Their skill level is through the roof. And I remember when I was doing amateur, it was nowhere near the level it is now. Nowhere near the level. Like they had in fact, the rules were way different when I was doing it, man. Because you had insane different classes of amateur rules, and you had each like promotion had their own little twists on it and what you could do. Some allowed headshots, some didn't allow them, some allowed ground. It was bonkers. Like you didn't know what you were doing from one show to the next. But it's nice that you've got a bit of. They're starting to sing off the same hymn sheet, the shows, and you can see that they've done that. They've started to get the grassroots to the point where everyone's growing, and you've got to experience it yourself, where that kind of standard is rising because you've got a bit of foundations put in place for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be a lot of stars in the future that come through, like the UK and Irish, like amateur MMA scene. You know, like I think there's a lot of good guys that could be fucking, you know, quite easily world champions, you know, make it to the UFC and take titles. So the future for like UK MMA and Irish MMA is very, very bright. So
yeah, it is. I agree with you, mate. So you said about your missus with the guitar and the talent. So is that something that you do with her as like a side piece in life? Because you've got MMA training and that's your life. But is that like your downtime, you know, like supporting her and her little journey as well? So you kind of get that kind of split from the MMA?
That's what I'm trying to do now for her. Yeah, she quit her job and she didn't quit her job. Well, she did. She has a job still, but she's like she's in a band as well, and they're gonna start. Well, she's gonna start trying to push her own career and what she wants to do, and I'd fully support that. You know, like I'm a big fan of like going after what you want and putting everything into it. I put everything into this, and I'm still nowhere where I want to be, but my fucking life's sick, you know, and. I almost want that for her, so I do try and support her as much as I can, you know. And she's got a really good mentality as well, you know. So she's a very strong person. So suits me really well. But as far as downtime goes now, like that guitar thing was just we had a little day trip in Dublin and we literally come out to Dublin for the day and had a few beers and then headed back home and we were just getting ready for a couple more drinks and then that was pretty much like the last of my shenanigans, you know. So.
So, obviously being the great boyfriend that you are, you'd like maybe name drop the band, you know, just put it out there.
Spooner Band.
Spooner Band. There you go.
Them,
okay. So if anyone wants to go online and check them out, I'd imagine they just Google Spooner Band and they can have a look.
You can check them out.
So you're gonna drop that in there, mate. You see, get your little brownie points.
I wasn't sure because I'm not sure what she's doing. So I don't know if that's gonna stay that way, you know. So
so for now, if they want to get her an idea of what she can do, they go there.
Yeah. Right now, exactly. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. You see,
that is how you do it. We'll edit that bit so it makes me look good. But she might be giving you a phone call. She might want to date you.
Nah, mate, no. When she sees the video, she'll change her mind. I have that effect on women.
Oh, Jesus.
No, mate. Honestly, I watched your, like I say, I watched your amateur stuff, because I went down, like I say, down BKK, was down watched the cards, and seeing your progression's great. And obviously, you train with, like say, the Fields and the Caffels. What was the choice to train? Is that because of work where you live? Because you don't sound too Irish, you know what I'm saying? So for people at home, why are you there?
I'm from Essex, yeah. I live in Colchester, yeah. Fucking, I've actually done this. I've said this so many times now. As like people have asked me. I started off like grappling and doing kickboxing and competing, and I always like my grappling team back home. ZR Team Essex now, who they are fucking phenomenal. You know, the guys are savages now. So Alan's like breeded a fucking team of killers. So I never had to really look anywhere for the grappling. But with the kickboxing, I sort of like looked to get out to Holland and I went and trained at Andre Menard's gym in Maduro, and I have a good relationship with him, you know. And then when it come to fighting MMA, I had like a couple of fights, and I didn't ever do any MMA classes. You know, I just used the jiu-jitsu and the kickboxing experience to try and wing it, and it paid off for one. It paid off for one of them. Some guy pulled guard at me, and I just took his back and choked him. And then I thought like, fuck me, this is easy, this shit. And then the second fight I fought like a guy that was very tough, and he just literally like, we had a great fight. We had a good three round fight, but like he just beat me on the MMA. Like, he got a takedown in the first, and then I think I nearly had an armbar on him. Oh no, he beat me in the first, had a takedown. 1 second, then John. Yo, I can't. 1 sec. I'll ring you in a bit. And the second round I got the takedown. I think I had a triangle, and then an armbar, and he escaped. And then the third round was literally like decider who got it, and I think I went for a front kick. He caught it, took me down, and that was it. Yeah. So I lost the fight, and it was, you know, I didn't really understand it. And I had a conversation with Lee Dusky after. He runs the Tsunami Norfolk, and he was sort of saying, you know, like you need to like be doing MMA, you know, not you like trying to be a jiu-jitsu guy, and then you're undefeated trying to like kickbox, and it doesn't really work like that, you know. Like that's why sometimes the best kickboxers in the world don't do well in MMA, and the best jiu-jitsu fighters in the world don't do well, you know, because it doesn't really all transfer. So I've got like my coach Alan back home. He just said to me, "You know, I need to start like thinking about where you want to go with it." And SBG obviously blew up. Connor made SBG like sort of a big name, but then I fought guys and new guys who fought for SBG and the grappling team, you know, and it just seemed like another way to get out of the town, you know. And I just started to do that, and I met Chris, and you know, I've said it many times, it's the best thing I ever done within this sport was meet him, because I believe we can go very far together. But just everything, like, you know, he's done for me, you know, like I feel like part of the family now, you know, like I know his wife well and his little boy, and I know his mum, and yeah, it was just like, it was a no-brainer really. Like after I come here for a few times in a few weeks, it was just made sense, you know. Like my career after that loss sort of went on a streak of winning, and then so did my you know, I won my debut, and then I had that loss again, you know, and again it was just down to little things, you know. So which, you know, without losses, especially within MMA, there's no such thing as not really a loss, because you don't fucking learn, do you? So that was a big learning curve for me, you know. So that my wall work was poor then, you know, like and I spent a lot of time working on my wall work, which I now believe is probably one of my best areas, you know. And then I went into the next fight, and then used the wall to turn and to take down and to get my finish, you know. And it happened again against Protzko, you know. Like I don't even fucking remember getting like engaging, because I was so fucking rocked. But as soon as I knew I was at the cage, I knew I was like, all right, you know. I knew I was getting takedowns, you know. So very great.
No one enjoys it though, mate. No one enjoys the cage work. Let's be honest. It's just
I know
like,
they don't.
Wrestling's tough, but then wrestling in cage work, it sucks. I hate it.
Are you still there?
I am still here, mate. Yeah, your picture is frozen.
It's because Chris is ringing me again.
Chris is he's keen, isn't he? He's keen.
He's keen. He's keen, mate. He's ringing me right now.
I wish I had that.
I'm back.
I wish I had women that keen that calling me.
Am I still there on your camera? You see me?
You're all good, mate. Yeah, I was just saying, like, basically, it's just horrible, isn't it? The cage work, like, there's nothing nice about it, especially when you're the one on the cage.
Well, the way we train over here, we make that like our thing, you know. We make it miserable, because I think that's probably the hardest part of a fight, you know. Like, you know. So I'm very confident there nowadays, you know. So
the underhook battle on the cage is one of the biggest and most underrated parts and aspects of a fight. I think a lot of people don't understand it. They don't follow the game enough. Like, fights are won and lost there, because it opens up a lot. You look at guys that get finished there because if you can break properly, if you can get out of the clinch work to just tee off on them against the cage, you can get them down. There's so much to do from that one position.
Yeah,
and it's all about sort of thing, and that underhooks, it's key. Like, people just don't realise it, and I'm fascinated by that aspect of the game. You know, because it's those intricate bits, like you said. You said yourself, it's learning those little bits to give you that big space and
advantage.
Yeah, man, it's big. Like, even people, like, how many people don't put their head in the well? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just the simplest thing. Just get your head down, ram it in that jawline, make it nasty for him, and you straight away you feel so much more powerful in that position.
Yeah, just like you just said, actually, like it's just about the little things that make things more miserable for them.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's
I don't
that's
like
what it
being
is,
here,
you know?
but I'm going to make you enjoy it less. That is
Yeah,
my goal.
that's pretty much what it is, you know. So yeah, like again, like I mean, it is hard, but I actually quite enjoyed it now. So, but I think it is just because of, you know, the worst comes to worst. That's where the worst part of the fight comes. You know, I don't want to be
Yeah.
I don't want to be there getting fucking battered. So,
No.
you know, if I'm in the open a little bit, I can sort of, you know, half run away.
Look, mate, honestly, I won't keep you too long. I've actually kept you longer than I thought.
That's
Just
it, mate.
like,
Hey, that's not due to questions. That's due to fucking few phone calls here and
we'll
there.
blame Fields. We'll blame Fields for the whole incident. It's just his fault,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's what you deserve. That KSW fight form because of the weather and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what you get.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh man, that was a bummer, wasn't it? Was it the day before us? Was it the day before the weigh-ins or something that fell through?
What happened? We went out. We were meant to fly out the 1st of March. We went to go. We was meant to fly out on a Wednesday, and yeah, they fucking. We were on the plane, and they then like pulled us off, and we were like, nah. And yeah, like we couldn't do nothing about it. You know, like Chris was sick, man. He was like, what the fuck, you know, like KSW were great about it. You know, like you know, like it was out of our
nothing anyone could do. Yeah,
like,
you couldn't even get a private jet. It was just flat. You couldn't do anything about it. Yeah.
Nah, Dublin was shut down. You know, like there was nothing we couldn't get. There was no way of getting a boat to like England or anything like that. Like, we were just shut down. So
yeah,
so we just sort of like we didn't really do anything. We just sort of like
bummed out.
Well, I went to his because like his missus ended up going to her mum's thinking that Chris was going away, and so it ended up being me and Chris there for a few days, like just snowed in. So we had a good laugh, you know.
Yeah,
so,
just he gets to eat. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. We got the food in, and we had a good time. I had to just try and cheer him up because he didn't get to go out there, you know. So
I'm sure he's going to be on another KSW card soon enough. You know.
Yeah.
They'll reschedule it ASAP for him, because they do shows quite often. And I got to be honest, KSW. It's a fun promotion, that man. That looks
serious promotion. Promotion, yeah. So
I like the production, the whole kind of. Man, it's just good, man. It looks fun.
The production's unbelievable, mate. The production's unbelievable. The one in Dublin they had was honestly, it was just like it was like. I'd probably go as far as saying it was better than the UFC.
I've heard
the production was unbelievable. So. Definitely like something for the future to like fight, and I'd like to go on to KSW because in Poland they're massive. I'd like to fight in Poland against for KSW, and I'd love to do that. So they put serious shows on. So yeah, definitely. If anyone from KSW is watching, you know, in a few years' time, maybe I can get on it. You know, so maybe cut that bit because I'm on Cage Warriors.
Hey, look, you know, there's nothing to say that you can't just jump between shows. To be fair, you know, that's the MMA game shouldn't limit you to one promotion, and the Cage Warriors they understand that, you know. Graham's wise, and he's not stupid, you know. I think fighters need to fight, and if a fighter wants to go maybe to, like say, if a fighter want to go to KSW or somewhere for 1 or 2 fights, then so be it, you know. Let the fighter be the fighter, let him have his career, because your career is only yay big, but Cage Warriors is going to go and keep going and keep going, and.
Yeah, of course.
You know, they'll keep going after your career, so it's one of them things where you think, let me do my thing, and if I'm coming, I'll come back, because they've had fighters come back all the time. You know, it's nothing about that. It's sometimes just experiences around the world. But look, I'll wrap this up because, like I said, I've kept you too long. We'll blame Fields for that. But what's your social media so people can jump online and give you a follow?
Poderoso MMA. So Poderoso MMA. That's pretty much for Instagram and Twitter. I'm actually not really that much of a fan on Twitter. I like a bit of Instagram, you know. So
Instagram, okay. So do you link up your Instagram to your Twitter then? Is that what you do?
Not really. Well, sometimes I do. I don't really. I just go on Twitter sometimes just to maybe tweet about the England game and talk nonsense, you know. Just I use my Instagram a lot. I'm trying to make myself. I'll admit, like I said, I always try and like put some little funny stories going up, you know. So
I think the best mate MMA Twitter account has got to be Derek Lewis.
I don't even follow him. Now you say that, I always see retweets.
Mate, you've got to go on to his it's the Black Beast UFC.
Yeah.
Mate, he doesn't even put anything of him on. It's just funny videos, memes, and that's all it is, but it's absolutely ruthless, mate. Honestly,
Really?
I can't help it. I'm hooked on it. I'm hooked on his Instagram.
I'll give that a shot. I just think I try and always just want to show a different side to what I do, you know, like I don't really believe I'm not like some thug or some guy that goes around and fucking wants to fight everyone, and you know, like I'm a swell guy, and I like to go out and have a laugh, and you know, fucking take the piss out of things and take the piss out of myself, and just give people that different side of you. You know, it's not all about fighting. Like
no, that's what I do in life. It's
a
bit of balance.
Yeah, it is a balance. Yeah, so I'm there to like live a life and fight on the side almost. You know, so.
And what are then about your sponsors, mate? Any people out there helping you out through fight camps? You know.
Yeah, I have like I've obviously got a solid team that I pretty much they stick to me, you know. So I have like SBG Swords, that's my team. The Irish Strength Institute, Adam Ward, who is one of the coaches here. He's my conditioning coach and sort of my nutritionist as such, and fucking bollocks me when I'm not doing what I should be doing. And then I have Simon Higgins. He's a really good chef in Dublin. He has a cafe. He has a few restaurants, but he owns a little cafe. His family own a cafe, and he looks after me with like food and meals. So Cafe Provence in Malahide, they're the spot to be at. And then and I have a few sponsors for the fight. I have my brother, my dad, Stephen Webb and Son Roofing. Okay. I have UK Resin Flooring, my friend Shane Carter. I have James Putney, and I have Putney and Sons Construction. And the last one I will have is Coastal Turf, another client of mine back home, Keith Tooley. So they're all helping me for this fight. They'll be on my gear. So thanks, guys. I appreciate all the support. Yeah,
that's great that you've got that support, man. Because people, like I know, mate. It ain't $1 million bills coming in for the fight game, you know, early on.
Nah.
So,
no,
man,
it's not, man. No, not at all.
Everything like that is key. It's huge in the fight game, man. So it helps you kind of rest your mind on that side of things, so you can actually focus on what you need to.
Focus on my training. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is
exactly how it is.
You mentioned your gym, and you mentioned Chris Fields, but you want to give shout outs to anyone in particular that help you in the fight camps or outside and stuff like that, like physiotherapists or anything like that as well?
Yeah, like the Point Clinic back home, they help me out when I'm back home in Essex or Colchester. I just had a nice massage before I did my conditioning, which I probably shouldn't be telling him about because I got told not to, but that was with a guy called Dave Casey, so he's really good. Chris Fields, Philip Malpeter, Carl Pendred, Kieran Daver and Will Flurry. There's fucking hundreds of guys that train me. That like, there's loads of them. You know, I'd be here all day. You know, mentioning them guys. My girlfriend, Sid Spooner, Spooner Band, Adam Ward, Robbie Bennett, Owen Lacey from the Irish Strength Institute. All of them, my family. Like everyone who's in my life is like a part of what's like helping me be where I am, you know. So like, they all play a certain role in keeping me up. So very, very grateful. So
the jigsaw to James Webb.
Something like that. Yeah, there's probably a little bit missing around this sort of area. I don't know where that is, but we'll find it at some point.
Nah, you don't need it. I've got away with it for years. It's fine.
I'll be right.
Honestly, James, 21st July, UFC Fight Pass, BT Sport. It's another sports channel they've got it on. Sports or something like that, is it? I can't remember.
Viasat or something, is it?
Yeah.
Viasat.
I forget what Graham's got on bloody everything he has. Mate, it's going to be awesome. The fight card. You're on there to stamp yourself as one of the top middleweights in Cage Warriors. Have a great time, my friend. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy fight camp, man. That's the main thing. It's just having a good time with it. You know, there's no point being a negative Nelly, as I like to say. But man, have a great time.
No, thank you ever so much, man. Thank you, and I appreciate the interview as well. I appreciate the offer as well. So thank you very much. Thank you. And to everyone watching July 21st, I'm gonna get another finish. Don't you worry about that.